Hello everybody, K-Whip here, and welcome to another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the Getaway Artist exotic gauntlets, and how you can use them to their full potential. And if you're wondering what this exotic does, it allows you to hold your grenade button to convert your grenade into an arc soul that is kind of like supercharged, and it will serve as kind of a turret at your side and will fire upon your enemies at a fairly fast rate. And so for some basic stuff that you should do to maximize your potential with this build is to max out your discipline, try to get tier 10 discipline. So search for gear that has high discipline stats and then throw on a discipline mod to get up to a total of 100 discipline, which will make it so you have your grenade every 32 seconds. And this timing actually works out fairly well most of the time because your arc soul will last 20 seconds. So you only have 12 seconds of downtime without that turret at your side if you do nothing to get your grenade back faster or continue your arc soul's duration. But there are some ways that I'll talk about in the video that you can reduce the downtime of your arc soul not being around. And one thing I didn't mention is that you have to be using an arc grenade if you want your grenade to turn into an arc soul and for this exotic to work. So you have to pick one of the Stormcaller subclasses. I would suggest picking the bottom tree subclass because this is the one that gives you arc souls with your rift. And so you could throw down a rift during those 12 seconds that you don't have an arc soul and have a lesser arc soul, so you still have a little bit of help during that time. Or another strategy that you can actually employ is that it will continue the duration of your supercharged arc soul if you put down a rift while you still have some of your timer available. So say for example you ate a grenade, 15 seconds go by, and then you decide to throw down a rift. Your cooldown on your sentient arc soul will go back up to 20, and it will stay at that as long as you are in the rift. And then the same kind of theory applies if you already had a normal arc soul from your rift. If you use your grenade charge, then you will have a normal charge arc soul for another 12 seconds, which I wouldn't recommend doing that, but just so you know, if you already have a normal arc soul on you, you don't get a supercharged one if you consume your grenade. But anyway, if you use your rift accordingly, you can make it so you can have an arc soul up around you for like over a minute straight. And that's just going to be super beneficial to you because this arc soul is the real deal. It shoots about 5 projectiles at a time, doing up to like 55 damage. It won't always land all of its projectiles. It does have some travel time, but usually it will land, especially if you're going up against people that don't move around a ton or aren't all that mobile. And if they're standing still, it's pretty easy for the arc soul to hit them. And so the supplemental damage that this arc soul does is really beneficial. It can help the time to kill of your gunfights. And another thing is that it can help you locate targets as well, because there were situations where sometimes it would be firing in the direction of an enemy that I hadn't even spotted yet, and it would help me locate them. So that's an added bonus that you get with this arc soul. And overall, it's just going to help you pick up a lot more eliminations, and it will help you trade in a lot of situations you normally wouldn't as well. And one of the strongest things about this arc soul is that it helps you kind of combo with high impact weapons to kill people very quickly. And that's kind of the second part of maximizing the potential of this loadout, is using high impact weapons. So this can come in a number of forms. The primary one that I used in this video is the Ariana's Vow, because you can hit just one headshot with Ariana's doing about 164 damage, I think it is, and your arc soul can just do the rest of the damage to make it basically a one-hit kill. And you can see in this Bannerfall clip right here, I actually do that to 3 people in a row. And another thing about this build is that I used Empowering Rift instead of Healing Rift because it paired super well with a lot of the weapons that I was choosing. Like Ariana's Vow, you can one-shot headshot with an Empowering Rift, and you can also do that with like Le Monarch and Arbalest, which I also suggest using with this, because Arbalest does like over 160 on a body and Le Monarch does about 160 if you hit a headshot counting the burn. And when you pair those with an Empowering Rift, then you can one-shot opponents, or if you don't have your Empowering Rift, you can just do a bunch of damage and have your arc soul clean them up. A couple other weapon types that work really well with this is 4-round burst pulse rifles. They do a ton of damage. It's possible to get 2 burst kills, but usually you're just going to get them very low with 2 bursts. And sometimes the arc soul will pick up some of the damage, so you don't need a 3rd burst to kill them, which makes your time to kill really good. Also, the 110 RPM hand cannon, the slowest rate of fire archetype for hand cannons, you can hit 2 headshots, which is 182 damage. So if your arc soul picks up just 1 or 2 hits, then it'll be a kill there, making it so you can essentially 2-tap people. There's also slug shotguns and high impact sniper rifles that can do a lot of damage on a body shot that can be cleaned up with the arc soul. And then finally, high impact fusions can occasionally leave people very low if you don't one shot them, and so the arc soul can clean them up with that as well. And for two of those weapon archetypes that I talked about, the high impact fusion and also the 110 RPM hand cannons, I had rolls with Demolitionist on them, and Demolitionist gives you more grenade energy after picking up kills. And the guns that I had Demolitionist on were the Loud Lullaby hand cannon and the Wise and Rebuke fusion rifle. And if I just picked up a kill or two with those weapons while I had my arc soul up, I would usually have another grenade charge ready to go once my 20 seconds were up and my cooldown was done. And so that helped eliminate some of the downtime of not having an arc soul by my side. And I think those are all the strategies you can use to make the Getaway Artist as good as it can get. To summarize, max out your discipline, use Boundary Stormcaller with empowering rifts, make sure to use high impact weapons that do a lot of damage with one hit, and then finally seek out weapons with Demolitionist on them to get your grenade cooldowns going down even faster. And doing all of these things, your build will be super effective, and you can cheese like crazy with this arc soul. And if you don't have this exotic, just make sure to keep heading to Zur on your Warlock, and you should be able to get this without too much difficulty, because it's not in season anymore, so it's not extremely rare that you would get this. And with that, I'm going to close out the video now. I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave a couple more highlights in here if you guys want to stick around for those. But anyway, thank you for watching the video, and see you later. Shoot him down. Come on, Arc Soul, you gotta do a little bit more than that for me. Wow, the fact that that dude did not kill me is embarrassing for him. Come get your crest. Boom. Damn. That was a long ass melee, holy crap. Holy hell. Definitely not a pity like. That was actually a dope sequence. No, I almost had a wee round medals. No, I hit my teammate in the back. Okay, there we go.
Oh my god. How do they touch, or how do they cap that? Bob definitely... Bob was on point, but alright.
Yes. Damn, if I didn't get Noble Warp there, that was a pretty gnarly streak.
Wine. Why'd you leave?
What, was I in your lobby?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was just you and me, dog.
Well, I went to find friends, so hopefully I just end up back there if not, I'll join back.